Hello, my name is Alan. This is my submission for the case study scenarios for Palo Alto Networks software engineering case study. The scenario that I chose was the first one, Green Tech Inventory Assistant. The idea is that you are a small business or a lab or something that has a lot of equipment, and the idea is that some of that equipment has expiration dates, and you want to be able to track not only the set expiration dates, but also when things are set to run out and when you should resupply. The idea of this is to be as environmentally conscious as possible by avoiding over-ordering and by maintaining a proper ratio of and being on top of the supplies. So my solution came in the form of both a web application as well as a command line interface. As we can see here, a very simple UI, called AI for a Green Future, and it gives you some very helpful messages just from the beginning. If there's no items, it'll say no items, and because of that, a lot of the functionality won't work before you have items or consumption or attendance logs. I have attendance here because mainly this was intended for a small business that has actual customers come in every day. So I guess for that it wouldn't fit as much for something that's like a lab equipment, but it can still be applied. And then plan next week is where the main AI integration comes in here. So for example, we're going to add, let's say, 10 apples. There's another thing that comes into the AI integration is that if you leave the category option blank, it'll use linear regression to be able to identify which area most closely fits with the item name. For example, here, right, we'll say the usually it's probably about a month or so. I'll say, I don't know. We'll do that, and we can see that even though we didn't put a category, this is automatically populated as produce. So then we're going to record some consumption. We'll say that today there was 5 apples consumed today. Now we can see after that it's gone down, and because there's consumption, we're able to forecast. So now we understand that we have predicting consumption. We have a past historical consumption as well. So we're able to have a forecast for the future, and we're able to see how much we should be able to maintain. Then, because this is the idea is about having a small business. Let's say that there was 10 attendees on today. Then we have an attendance here, and then we can plan for next week. Here, as we can see, it says that next week attendance is forecast to be 600% higher than recent trends. This is able to track not only past. This is because you only have a bit of data. So, but overall, as there's more data accumulated, you'd be able to understand that there's, this week is more popular than the other weeks, and as a result, we would have to plan accordingly with supplies. Well, here, right, if the stock is running low, then we have a check stock status. Also, if we go back, we're also able to have an editing item. So if we wanted to edit the category, for example, from what the AI automatically populates, or if we have mislogged something here, then we could just change that. Let's change this, for example, to 6 just to demonstrate. Alright, so now we see this is a 6. And if we were to log consumption of this as 6, so in other words, we're going to run out of this, and we go to forecast, we see that now it'll give you an alert that supply is about to run out. Because of that, it'll also provide you some nearby options. Of course, this is all just sample data that I have in a JSON file, or not in a JSON file, but add JSON data in a file. And this represents some of the nearby alternatives that you could go to restock, whether it's for wholesale, whether it's for sustainable, whether you're trying to support local businesses by going to a farmer's market. Either way, it gives you a lot of options based on whatever's nearby, and this can be expanded upon with further integration with location services and stuff like that. Overall, this is the core loop of this function. For example, if we put milk here, milk 1 category, we'll leave blank again, and here you can say it automatically populates as dairy. But the main feature of how this is able to, the integration is this part. But planning next week, it uses linear regression to plan future weeks, and it will let you know, for example, if you're low on stock here, right, that you should refill here. And it also gives a lot of helpful error messages or little suggestions in every part of the features, because some of them are not like super intuitive, so it's good to explain how it works. Also, if we were to go back and let's say we remove everything, and just like this, right, we have nothing here, but we want to still plan ahead, it'll say that there's no items, right? And because there's no items, you do need to, it won't have like any errors or anything, it'll just have this helpful message that tells you that you should still have items before you can really start forecasting. And I'd say overall that's the conclusion of my project. I hope you enjoyed listening, and thank you for this opportunity.